Oh. Holding it right out to a roar.
Yeah.
You are up and on.
Awesome.
You gentlemen need anything?
Well, at this point in time, I got in, so I'm good.
Good deal. Well, I'll come back up for 10 o'clock, but if you need anything in between, let me know. Boss, you need anything?
No, I don't think so. Not yet this morning.
Okay.
Agenda looks pretty easy. I got some things to talk about with them, but.
Okay. I'll be up here right with Justin for that 10 o'clock. And then I'm gonna run into the dogwood, I think, after that. Seem to link up with that guy. I'll be downstairs if you need it.
Thank you, brother.
Welcome. Brian, anything you need? Same ones. These last one. They don't look great, but they look good.
Already this morning?
Yeah.
Coffee's leaving the house.
Good morning,
Morning.
Mike.
Where'd you learn how to drive, Everson? You're not in the white lodge or nothing, bro.
Got very close.
Judge Andrew was walking in at the same time. I'm like, whose truck is this? One of your buddies said, oh, it's Commissioner. I said, I'm going to tell him about it because he, boy, oh boy. Judge Andrew just started laughing.
Oh, it's nice.
Well, you always give me a row, so I thought I'd give you a row.
It's all good.
I don't give you the stink. It's 9:01. We'll call the July 27th Commissioners Meeting to order. Pledge. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of the last meeting.
I'll second that. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion to excuse David Glass for vacation this week.
Yes.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Bills for the week. Total $1,981,876.15. That commissioners had $195,000. JDC was $64,937 of that. Planning Commission, ACGP grant money, $1,538,052. So a motion to approve.
So moved.
I'll second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye. The bill that we just got in playing for JDC, is that June or July's bill?
That's June. It's always a month before when we approve it.
Yeah,
Because,
we approved it in July for June.
yeah, okay. But then he said something to us that says that he didn't send us a bill or something like that for a month?
He was just late.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Exactly.
It was,
And he
okay.
was unsure who all existed.
Okay.
Then analysis, $265.95.
So moved.
I'll second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Transfer, this is from JFS, Children's Services Fund. This is it's from the general fund. It's their normal allocation at this time. It's $1,400,000.
So moved.
I'll second. All in favor, say aye. Another transfer, this is from the reimbursement for drug court coordinator KCO salary from state grant into the general fund. This is the reimbursement, $15,119.29.
So moved.
Second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Transfer of funds from the 23 Major Crimes Task Force into the DLE Law Enforcement Fund, $4.16.
So moved.
I'll second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Transfer of funds from the auditor's office. This is for transfer appropriations to cover additional funds needed for foreign judges. Account not funded in 2026, $450.
So moved.
I'll second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Request for appropriation from the Board of Elections, $10,000 for equipment. That's for new cybersecurity funds.
These are
To
grant
use for
funds.
cameras.
That our grant fund?
They are.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure, because I was about to actually look up.
Yeah, I called her this morning.
Okay. So, I'll, so moved.
I'll second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Appropriation of funds, this is for juvenile court from Costa State grants to request additional appropriations for upcoming expenses, $1,000.
So moved.
Second, all in favor, say aye. Appropriation of funds for the coroner's office from the general fund, out of county autopsies, $6,075. It's a moving target when he's predicting that in the budget. He doesn't know how many out of county.
So, second, so moved.
Second, all in favor, say aye. Asset disposal form, juvenile court, 4 switches, 2 monitors, 32 phones, part of that phone project. Replacing 32 phones.
So,
Second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And we have an asset disposal form from the law complex for HP and Levano's PCs, 7 that are obsolete or damaged beyond repair.
so moved.
Second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Now, are these the prisoners' laptops or are these office?
That I do not know.
I would think there was HP and Levano PCs. They give them iPads, don't they?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so this would be for the office.
Some kind of pads.
Yeah, and I think when those get turned back into the company that's providing them, I think, if I remember right.
Wonder if they're charging it. Wonder if there's a criminal charge that one of them, somebody damaged it.
They do it in the prison, so why wouldn't they do it in the jail?
Oh, that's George about that to see.
How they get their money back.
Yeah, but my thing is I'll give you an iPad and you're in jail and you tear it up. What's the penalty for
It's probably
you
like
damaging the property?
It's probably like they do when they break the windows in there. You know, they charge them with the cost, but do you ever see the money?
Yeah.
Have an equitable sharing agreement certification for the sheriff's office. This is to participation in the federal equitable sharing program and the restriction upon the use of federally funded forfeited funds, property, and any interest earned thereon. It's equitably shared between participating law enforcement agencies. So from justice funds, there's $3,566.71. Treasury funds, there's $3,966.90.
So moved.
I'll second, all in favor, say aye.
You would say that's taxable.
Planning Department, Athens Streetscape Project. They're normal in their administrative budget that they didn't use in the construction budget. And that's a total of $65,640.71. Chase's Eyes here, and it's primary term of the lease will be five years commencing on August 1st, 2026 and ending on July 31st, 2031. Renewal will be for an additional 10 years annually, and it's for a lease price of $1 per year.
That date needs to change. First year can only be 1 year.
First year can only be 1 year?
Yeah, first year can only be 1 year, then they can renew it for 10.
It says 5 years.
Yeah, it can't be 5 years. Well, right, Kathy?
Whatever that is the new one. Whatever that says is the new one that they just did.
Well, it says 5 years.
Yeah.
It must be 2 terms of 5 years then, maybe. You can keep renewing it.
Yeah, the renewal is
Yeah.
an additional 10 years. 1 year at a time, they renew annually.
So they have to come back to us every year.
After 2031. Renewal terms, the lease shall automatically renew for an additional term of 1 year each year for a period of up to 10 additional years. So it's 15 years. That's the way this reads. So moved.
Yeah.
I'll second. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Still look like you're pondering it.
I am still pondering, but we can always bring it back.
Is there a signature on this anyway?
I believe it is on the back page. On the back
Looks
page.
like signature page. Notary public, notary public. I'm not qualified for that. There we go. I have a timesheet for Nancy King, 2 weeks, 30 hours.
So moved.
I'll second. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
You know, try to hold her hostage for change, peanuts, but
Yeah.
you did a good job, right?
She does.
Very good job.
Then, just for information, we got electric facilities program overview for different prices with the electric companies. We'll roll this into the facilities plan,
Mhm.
let them look at this. Electric and gas.
SOCCA. Yeah.
And then the last I have a resolution from the senior center for a special board meeting held on Wednesday, July 22nd, 2026 at 11 p.m. That was a late meeting. A motion was made by member Judy Hadensky with a second by Alice Gray. Vote taken, the motion carried unanimously to place the Ross County renewal of 5/10 mil tax levy for the purpose of the senior center's services center or facilities on ballot for approval on the November 3rd, 2026 election. This is a renewal. This information will be submitted to the county commissioner's office and the auditor's office to proceed.
11 p.m., sir?
Pardon?
11 p.m., sir?
That's what it says.
I think that's a typo.
They work later. It was an emergency session. Special session.
I don't know about 11 o'clock, because half of them's in the bed.
That's right, especially Alex Gray. Yeah.
So,
I mean,
do we have to, what do we do with this one?
We've got to certify that they're the funds, and then we have a resolution to do, so it's gonna take us.
Okay, so I just gave this, we don't vote on this today, we vote when we get our resolution?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It has to be next week. Plus it has to be Board of Elections by August the 5th.
So that's all I got, Brad.
Let's see. Do this first. Give you some more to go with it. This is all the roofing project for the courthouse. These for David. You. Rudy.
Thanks, sir.
So they have
If-
a start date now?
We do. They're talking about the duration of the project to be 4 months. So they want to start August the 17th. So that'll put you right into December, right before Christmas is when they're thinking they'll be finished.
Well, I want to put some kind of public notice out about that, because anybody, they take pictures in front of the courthouse all the time, so, I don't know, scaffolding.
So the scaffolding will go up first because there's the insulation that they have to put down before they put the roof on. It's got a lead time of a few weeks. So they're gonna go ahead and put the scaffolding up and paint the clock tower like we asked them to before they put the new roof on. And then once that's done, they'll take the scaffolding down and they'll do the roofing. What I wanted to show you.
The scaffolding will just be on where the tower is.
Well, there'll be scaffolding around the outside of the building too, because they'll have to get up on the roof. Okay, and then when they start tearing the roof off, they're gonna have to have a way to, get it
Yeah.
down. So there'll be probably some chutes off the back here. I'd say on what would be the southwest corner, because I think they're gonna ask the city for those parking spaces along the front there so they can put dumpsters and equipment and stuff in there. So that's probably where some of it'll go. There'll be probably some scaffolding around the back, and there may be some in the front too.
Okay.
I can get that drawing out and show you. I'll have one of those for everybody to look at.
Okay. Well, my thing is they won't have anything in the front where they put the Christmas tree at. There will be nothing there.
I don't think so, no.
I just, if we're gonna do that, you
You need to grab that plan. I have it sitting right here.
It's all yours.
She's got that huge desk over there.
Yeah.
I can't even fit my legs under it.
Glad to see that contingency fee come down to 4% or less instead of 10.
read, but it looks like see, they're showing these parking spaces.
Right.
Anything that's in green
Mhm.
is where they plan to be working.
Okay.
We've told them that they've got to leave an access here, they've got to leave an access back
Back
here.
here.
So they can get in this door, same way here. It doesn't look like that's gonna be a problem.
I don't see, I don't think,
We will have another document too that shows exactly where that scaffolding's going.
okay.
But let's take a look at this one first. I want to show you what we did here, this document here. So the original GMP that they quoted us back on the day was $2,360,000. And then we added that modification 3, that $350,000 to that contract, which gave us $2,710,000. If you look at that yellow line at the bottom, the total cost from the bid was $2,707,000, which came in $3,000 less than what they estimated. $3,000, not much, but they did a great
that's
job
the same, yeah.
estimating.
Mhm.
And they provided all the documents for all the contracts are right here if we want to look at them, see who got what work. There's also this document that I gave you. These are all the contractors in the trade. So there's the scaffolding, the painting, the roofing, the electrical, the plumbing, the miscellaneous stuff here. And you can see who bid on it and who was the lowest bidders. The ones in the green are what they accepted. And that comes up to that number at the bottom. And then that $2,707,000 includes that $350,000. Our plan,
Has Berglund worked with any of these, most of these?
they have. The roofing companies especially, they have. The scaffolding company they have, the roofing company they have. The painting company, they chose Bolin, and they're the ones that have been doing all the painting in the jail.
Right.
So we've worked with them before,
Right.
they get the work done. Electrical, you can see is a local contractor.
Mhm.
I sent that stuff to them. I also sent the roofing stuff to B&B, but they never responded.
Okay.
Plus, it was all advertised.
Right, it was advertised anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of plumbing work in there because they're putting some new roof drains in those drains that are on the roof now where we get the water into Judge Ader's courtroom. They're gonna try to do away with all that by adding some, so all that has to be plumbed
In there, okay.
inside, up in the attic. Good morning.
How's it going?
Morning, guys.
And then there's lightning protection here that we believe is in the electrical contractor's bid. There's some money here, it says scaffolding, there's some scaffolding attic here. They may have to contact a structural engineer to make sure that the roof can hold
That's scaffolding.
that scaffolding, so that's why they put a little bit of this. This is all contingency money basically here. If they don't use it, we get it back.
Yeah, okay.
And then I'd like to schedule a meeting with all the folks in the building for 11 o'clock next Monday in here. So, Kathy, you saved time for that,
We
didn't you?
did, yes.
Okay.
That way we'll give everybody a chance to know what's going on. I've asked both Schoolie and the contractor Berglund to be here to explain that stuff to them. I mean, we did it once before,
Right.
and now we have a start date, know what we're doing, let's go through it one more time with them.
Just to make sure that the court's on the same page we are and nothing goes off and.
Right.
So moved.
Second, all in favor, say aye.
My Wednesday meeting with Todoroki didn't happen. I don't know why, but it didn't. We talked about, that's the contract with the Humane Society and the dog warden. There's the amendment to it.
Yeah.
I know you visited.
I went out there. And my $300,000 plus, it's not satisfactory with their offices. They got, we have a dog warden, 3 deputy dog wardens, and they got 3 desks. And no room to put a 4th desk. And if you're sitting back there where they're sitting at, when dogs start barking, you can't hear a thing on these dogs barking. It's like they're in the freaking kennel by themselves. They'd have to put up some soundproofing or something out there.
Well, when you read that amendment, it says that there's supposed to be space made for them and not office, it's supposed to be office space, not kennel space. So you may want to look at that and then decide what you want to do there. And then at some point, we need to have a conversation about this airport stuff too.
What?
The airport stuff that
Yeah,
we
we
gave you last
definitely
week.
need- yeah.
We need to have some
We
time
need
to
to
talk about that
talk
too.
about that.
So maybe you can put that in your work session, either coming up or whatever, because
How soon can you do it?
I'm doing whenever you're ready.
Okay, want to do that today, or
We
we probably
can.
have David in on?
Yeah, we need to have David here.
Next Monday.
Let's try it next Monday.
I'll have Austin make some time for us too then.
Okay.
And I'm gonna schedule that meeting for 11, if that's all right with you guys.
Yes.
Good.
Okay. That's all I have for now.
Well, you took mine.
What I
Yeah,
did.
not yours. I had it
That's
sitting
you.
over here.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's you right there, then I'll take those back.
There's 2 papers I went with that too.
What'd you have? You won't lay anything down in front of me, man.
Brad Gibbeth.
Brad, take it away.
There you go. Make sure David has that too. Got that. Yeah, he's good.
Wait one more minute just in case the press wants to show up. Cover this historic.
I hope
event.
not.
See, we're not that excited, so that's why they don't show up. Nobody kicking and scratching.
I'm just glad we have an appointment today.
Nobody's kicking and scratching during the meeting or anything, so that's pretty good.
All right, I got 9:30. You guys are on.
Okay. Charlie had me bring in the phase 2 of the paving contract. That's Fillmore. See, that was awarded to. So we'll just need that signed and 2 copies, and we'll give the contractor theirs. And then the second one is the striping pavement marking contract. It's not related to the paving, it's a separate thing.
Okay.
And he said it's 100% federally funded.
Yeah.
So same thing, just signed and dated, and
Okay.
then we need 2 color copies of each.
All right, this is the agreement between us and Fillmore Construction for paving, $2,420,101.00.
So,
Second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye. Even though the Saturday Guardian said we already signed that last week.
Did they?
Yeah.
Not surprising.
I'm sitting there thinking, I don't know if I signed anything. I don't know if we signed anything. Signed anything or not. So I don't remember signing anything about a $2 million contract for paving.
Second one is an agreement between us and A&A Safety, Inc. This will be the marking part of it. This is for $137,003.20.
So,
Second, all in favor, say aye. Aye. All right. We'll get you copies and
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
You need to take them with you?
I believe so, yeah, I think Charlie wanted the 2 copies. You guys keep the original, don't you?
Yes.
Okay.
do you have anything further, Brad?
I don't.
I do.
Not right now.
I got a question for you, Brad.
Yes, sir.
The auditor sent this thing up, sam.gov.
That is, that is a document number that we have to have to request funding for certain grants and certain things from the government. So
Well,
it's a SAMS number. It's got, kind of like, used to be like a, oh, what do you want to call it? Like a, what was the name of that company used it? Like a DUNS number,
Yeah.
you know, some of that stuff. Well, all these agencies now have their own numbers, and that SAMS number, I think, is the federal government's number that you have to use to get reimbursed. We use it, we went through a nightmare trying to get money from the EPA for that grant for the sewer project. You have to have that SAMS number, and you have to have some other info that you always put in to get the stuff you need.
I'm looking at this, on this form, and I see a date, a start date on there as August the 20th of 1798.
Oh, SAMS. I don't know. I don't know.
And fiscal year ending close date December 31. But then it has initial registration date of August the 14th, 2005.
That may have been when they started them, or when we officially asked for the SAMS number.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
That's probably what it is.
Is there anything that we have to do on this?
No, he's just sending it to us so we have it.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that.
So when we submit, we have.
Because I'm
the
looking at
number.
this thing, it says submission date of July the 7th, activation date is July 24th.
Yeah. He did it last week. He got it, that's why he sent it to us. That's when it finally became
Okay,
official.
because, but like I said, I looked at that one date and I'm thinking, it says August 20th of 1798.
They weren't sending very many emails back.
None whatsoever, right? Yeah. Okay, I just wanted to make sure that we were on the same page and everybody was good on that.
That might have been when the federal government started. 1798, no, I don't know.
Okay. I'm thinking to myself, yeah, since 1798, we wasn't even a state yet.
No, we was until 1800.
Yeah.
Did you guys see the info from Greg and Chase Carter on that contract?
On who?
From Greg Rouse.
Oh,
About
yeah.
the GIS stuff, and then I guess Chase got a copy of the contract.
Represented one change
Yeah,
to the contract. Are we gonna implement that change?
we should.
Kathy does that?
We can do that, I believe, or I can ask him to do it, make that change, and then send us another contract.
Since another contract. Are you trying to set up a date with Maximus or whatever it is?
If you guys want to talk to them today, if Jeff wants to come up, he gave me some dates.
Yeah, this one,
Yeah.
If you want to talk about that today.
like the jury or
We
what?
were at town this morning after 10:00.
So I
Okay.
don't know what you got.
I'll send Jeff a message.
Check to see if Jeff's in or not. Two weeks. Fair, 2 weeks.
Good boy.
I was gonna ask you if there's anything going on at the bandstand Monday morning.
No, I don't think, just you guys.
Okay.
You guys singing?
Huh?
You guys
Yeah, they're
singing
singing.
this year?
We'll sing, do a singing, dance,
Row, row, row
and
your
comedian shit. Comic show, stuff
Make
like
sure I
that.
make it to that.
My thing is, it all depends how hot it is. Come that Monday morning, we can go to the air conditioning that cheap.
You can handle the heat.
Huh?
You can handle the heat.
Oh yeah, you can overheat.
You can handle the heat.
No, I can't handle the heat.
Talking about your meeting, right? Your commissioners meeting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can handle the heat, that's no problem, but I'm talking about the heat. I can handle anybody else coming in trying
You're
to
talking
get
about the weather.
Yeah, I'm talking about
That's
the
what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay. I thought you
That's what I'm
were
talking
talking about the heat somebody's gonna throw
Oh,
something
no,
at.
no. Well, you guys aren't having people come out there during the fair meeting, are you?
You can.
No, I'm saying like having people coming with their contracts and stuff.
Yeah. This is like a regular meeting. That's for the fair. We'll have it in the heat this time. That way they won't be sitting there talking in the air conditioning.
Yeah. That way there's no long-winded
So
conversation.
before we was at Bell's Farm or whatever it was,
Yeah.
where the air conditioning is.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Where's Mr. Pinkerton then?
He took a little vacation. Took, I'm moving to, New River Gorge to do the
Mm.
rafting and stuff. I knew he went there. I don't know where he went to this year.
Do you guys have the land bank meeting every 3 months?
What'd you say?
The land bank meeting is it every 3 months? So
Used to have it about once a month. I don't think there's none.
I haven't seen that in August. I thought so.
There's none scheduled in August. I think the next one is September.
Okay.
buying these because he's on it. It's $10. Yes, you are.
Well, how come you got a 10 and I got a
Or you
20?
can buy 10 and 20.
Yeah, I'll get it here. Okay.
Is she engaging in commerce over there?
Yeah, I'm just, I was listening to Brad's
Brad's the
conversation.
victim.
I wanted to pretend like I'm busy. We can do that first.
Oh, it's fine. It's hard. Different. Thank you very much. Thanks, guys.
Hey,
Okay,
see you
thank
later.
you.
Have a good day.
See you,
See you, Brad.
getting Deanna Orr up here in an upcoming meeting?
She'll be here for next week's meeting.
Mhm.
And
But
that
other
is
than
about,
that- I'm sorry,
what's that about?
the courthouse.
Courthouse roof.
Oh,
So you might be able to keep her a little longer.
cause I want to talk to her about Compass. We need some documentation on why that cost doubled, before we're gonna kick it back.
I'll have her bring it with her,
Okay.
if they'll let her.
Think she'd be available this morning?
Maybe.
You want me to send her an email?
Yeah, send her an email, see if she can come over. So you probably do 10:30.
I got, I'm waiting on Jeff Lehner to respond to see if he wants to come up and talk about that. You do it at 11, right? Or do you have something at 11?
No, there's just lunch.
Okay.
I don't know if they'll allow her to come without one of them.
We're about to find out, aren't we?
Did we get the budget that Judge Schmidt sent us, is that from both courts? Or is that
Yeah.
just for this? That's for both? Okay.
I'll be okay.
Jeff says he can be here.
What time's he gonna come up?
Hold on just a second.
Okay.
Budget increase for Compass integration. I think I said 10:30. Let me look here real quick. Jeff. 10:30. We'll discuss indirect cost.
Yeah.
Did you print that off?
Jeff's coming up at 10:30.
Okay.
anything back from Deanna yet.
Jeff's coming up at 10:30.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'll ask Tom if he's available then.
You guys have a busy day today. Oh, is it okay to bring Justin up? He's down in his wife's office at the moment. Or do you guys need a few more minutes?
Just going to talk to us about Maximus. Was Jeff going to talk to us about Maximus?
Yes, about indirect costs.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you guys want me to bring Justin up a little early, or do you want to wait till the 10 o'clock? Do you need a couple more minutes?
Bring who?
Justin, the gentleman that we're interviewing for the network spot at 10.
Is he here?
He's here a little early. Just I'd come up and check, see if you guys were wanting to move along, or wait till 10.
Yeah, we got a 10:30 here, so.
What's that?
Did we agree to interview him?
It was originally 10:30, and then Kathy had bumped it up to 10.
Yeah, it's
but
on the agenda.
Okay.
whatever time frame you need. So if you need a few more minutes, great. If you need to bump it a little bit, that's fine too.
Yeah, because we'll probably go into executive session for personnel then anyway. Yeah, go ahead and
Program up?
yeah.
Okay.
Some people look, can we get into Compass integration invoicing?
I could probably pull it up through the VIP.
Yeah, because I'd like to see historically what that's doing in terms of increasing costs. And, if they've got a contract submitted for next year, I'd like to take a look at that too, because we're supposed to negotiate those contracts.
Well, the thing is, they have a contract,
Well,
and
take a seat somewhere there at that table.
that expired December 31st last year. The new one was supposed to come in.
You got something nice,
Expired
bro.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Yeah. Now they
How
just
you doing?
sent the contract
How
to
about
us
you?
Can't complain.
2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
Your dad was up here last week.
Causing trouble?
Yeah, he was. He had Ed Coker with him. They were talking to the commissioners about intern for the job we have up here.
Gotcha. He's always trying to find kids places.
Yeah.
That's what he does.
I'm gonna make a motion to go into executive session to discuss personnel matters.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye. 10:56.
Deanna is not available.
I
What's that?
have 9:30 Monday, the 3rd, if she's available that day.
She says, I'm already obligated to participate in the phone conference this morning, in an in-person grant meeting this afternoon. I can be available at their convenience next Monday, August 3rd, if that will work for the commissioners. If the meeting will be regarding court IT budget, I recommend inviting Jordan Wheeler and Lisa Bear on behalf of their respective offices, which are included in the budget request.
I think that makes sense. I'd rather do it once instead of 3 times.
Do you want to send them an invite?
I've got 9:30.
9:30, Deanna, Lisa Bear, and Jordan Wheeler.
Okay.
Jeff will be here 10:30.
Okay.
Tom Hollett said, good morning, Brad. Yes, I'm free now, so please send me the invite. So he'll be on call too. Let's see.
We are moving ahead with the employee picnic.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to Camp Sherman.
21st is the day we plant. September 21st.
Okay.
Do you know what time Linda Harvey's funeral is tomorrow?
I saw that. It's,
Starts at 11 at Brookside.
yeah. There's not a funeral, it's just a graveside service.
It's no viewing or
No viewing or anything. Let's see.
And Melinda Fisher's dad died. So that,
I thought David just sent us, I think David sent us something about do we want to get flowers?
yeah,
Who's that for?
I think that was for Linda.
Okay.
Did you order, or you want me to order something?
Yeah, I don't know if David did or not, because he asked him, we want to get flowers, and I sent a message back. I don't know if that was a text message or.
Oh no, that was for Tammy's dad. That was for dad. What's this? That was for Tammy Elmonado's dad.
Yes, that was for.
So did he get those?
Well, I don't know if he did or not. Sent him a message back and asked him if he did or not. For Tammy.
Graveside service is Tuesday the 28th, starts at 11. Grandview Cemetery.
At what time?
Tuesday at 11, starts at 11.
Got that interview with that intern for the social media tomorrow.
I know. Can we move it?
I think so.
Yeah,
I don't have the contact for her though. You have to call Jeff.
Jeff Metzler. That's his son, you
I
know.
think it may be a little late for the flowers.
That boy that was just here, Justin,
That's his son?
that's his son.
I'll be darned.
That's Jeff's son, yeah.
Okay, it's on the 21st, the funeral is.
Sorry.
Do you have a contact for Jeff?
Pardon?
Do you have a contact for Jeff? I think he left me.
On the 29th, it was still good.
I
Let's
have
see if he
those
left me
at home.
something. Let me look and see.
I've got,
And we'll try to reschedule the internship.
got his email, but I
person
don't
for
have a
tomorrow.
phone number.
You got an email?
I've got Jeff Metzler's email, but not a phone number.
She's looking for it over there. She's gonna call and get it. What time would you rather do it?
I
Jack?
have,
Maybe 1 o'clock? Can you do that?
I got a phone call at 1:30.
I've got a jail meeting at 2. What about at 9?
I got a phone call at 9:30. I could do later on in the afternoon.
We do it like 3?
I could do it at 3, yeah.
Let's do 3. Hi guys. Can you ask him if he can do that internship tomorrow? 3 o'clock tomorrow.
Internship?
Bradford. Hi, sir. How you doing? They're looking to replace Sarah.
Oh, okay. Where are you going?
Hey, guys.
Hey, how are you?
Good.
Oh, there you just pulled up.
I've had my heater on. It's very cold downstairs. I don't know why.
It'd be 85 degrees.
Open the window up. Let some cold, let some warm air
I
in.
know.
Wear shorts.
That's it, wear
shorts.
It's like my toes were cold today.
Put new shoes on. What kind of shoes you got on?
Well,
Flops and heels.
See, that's what it is. Oh, excuse me. Board of Revisions meeting for August. You wanna have that meeting?
Yeah, you saw that email?
Yeah.
That was a weird situation. Do you know the place I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I went down there and just randomly this guy was there and he was on a golf cart. He's like, "What are you doing here?" I'm like, "Well, I'm the county auditor and I got this letter." He's like, "I know all about this letter." And we talked about it. And I talked to Chase about it, and Chase thought the BOR idea was a good one. And what I think is gonna happen is that nobody's gonna show up and we'll say, okay, case closed, and move on, so that we can tell the people that wrote that letter in case they follow up, like, yeah, we looked at it, you know.
Okay. Well, I was just sitting and just, I'm thinking, hey, yeah, let's just that, yeah.
It's a weird place.
It is a weird place because
Yeah.
he's got there's cars sitting on the lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's saying he's not selling cars off the lot,
Right.
but he's taking phone calls.
Is he?
Somebody said the guy was taking phone calls from people buying him cars.
Well, he told me they were all his cars and he doesn't sell them. And he didn't have a sign up or anything, so I said, all right, well, let's,
People said,
okay.
because I asked about buying cars and stuff like that, and someone said, well, yeah. I said, what about a church down Madison? Yeah, there's guys selling cars. And I said, well, how many cars? Well, I haven't bought any, but you call him on, I said, well, you got a phone number, so I'd see if he's gonna try to dig up a phone number for this guy.
Okay.
And
Well,
where?
I guess we'll see. The guy that emailed me the letter, I emailed him a copy of the letter I sent to the church, so they both know about it. And if they're serious, they can come and make their case, but I think nobody's gonna show up.
Yeah.
This is in Masseyville?
Yeah, I'll tell you about it. It's weird.
Yeah,
It's very weird.
I don't expect anything in Masseyville to be normal.
Yeah.
That's a good looking bunch there, isn't it?
yeah, we're just looking here and just sitting there.
The best.
We're all ready for the pie throwing contest. You
Nobody,
allergic to pies?
nobody come up to the Sunflower Feast. Not kidding, call it Sunflower Festival.
Is that the dunk tank?
That's where they had it at the Austin Brewery, Austin Mill Brewery. I went there, it wasn't bad.
Yeah, I haven't done a dunk tank since I was mayor.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do a
They
dunk
got
tank.
too enthusiastic about that.
Brought
I think-
guns or what? Yeah.
They were throwing hardball, man. I guess they thought a big guy on the seat needed the big ball.
Yeah, this what was it, Friday night? Friday night, Saturday night, something. I worked for 3 weeks to try to get Amy get off my case about going to that thing. And what was it,
I saw you up on stage.
dude, well, all of a
I walked in
sudden,
and thanked him.
all of a
very
sudden,
much.
my boss came to me on Friday and said, hey, is Amy going to that? And I said, yeah. Are you going? Well, I wasn't planning on it. I've been trying for 2 weeks not to go. Well, here, you're going now.
Who's your boss?
That guy right there.
Jack, okay, all right.
That wasn't Jack, it was
Am I
me.
missing
It was
something?
Yeah,
Okay,
gave me the
Resolution.
resolution for them, so
Okay.
I had to go.
Yeah.
And it cost me about $300 when I got done.
You could have come to the sunflower feast and,
I didn't have a resolution for that one.
well, we didn't have a resolution either, but I showed up and spent $275 on 2 pies.
Did you? I got some games and something else. Oh, I got some tickets to the baseball game.
So Megan Chip won $1,000, didn't she?
Well, they actually won. But there were 2 of them. There was what's her name? Was married to the dog, Robin Burno.
Okay.
Robin Burno and her both had the winning tickets or something, and
Gotcha.
they split it. If one person would have won it, it would have been $2,000. So yes, she won $1,000 and so did Burno. Tom, are you there? Ah, there you are.
I am. Can you hear me?
They call them on vacation.
You're still in Hawaii, I see.
Yeah. It's a state of mind, Brad.
I'm with you, brother.
How's everybody this morning?
Good, how you
Real
doing?
good.
Good. It's Monday, so we're all getting there.
Happens every week.
Yes, it does, unfortunately.
Well, Jeff, you wanna lead the discussion here?
Yeah, so this is just a follow-up from our conversation with JFS, and actually, as I'm looking at this sheet, I'm kind of rethinking the whole thing. We had the conversation about, we recover from JFS because it's an outside agency, multi-county agency, and then the question was, why don't we do this with JDC? Because it's a very similar situation. But as I look at this thing, the reason we decided not to pursue this with the courts was that they're funded by the general fund anyway. And so it's really just kind of a transfer back and forth. But that's the same as JFS and JDC, because Ross County money does go to them. And the thing with the courts and the Veterans Service Commission, I think, is that what Soldier Veterans refers to, the Veterans Service Commission? So Veterans Service Commission, the courts, the airport, and Adam H., they all receive county money, but they also have sources of revenue outside of the county. So if we send them a bill saying, hey, this is your share of costs, would they be able to use non-Ross County money to pay us back?
Well, potentially, yes. That's going to vary by agency. And you're going to probably need to explore each of those with the appropriate department head and possibly touching base with the prosecutor's office to see what kind of statutory authority might exist for those sources. Generally speaking, when it comes to indirect costs, you're looking for any department that receives federal funding in some avenue or source as a potential for covering indirect costs, because those federal programs are usually kind of the gateway to having some kind of statutory authority, which is the case with JFS. Basically, JFS is one of those agencies that receives a plethora of funding from a variety of different federal sources. And the impetus there is that the county is required to provide a lot of those programs to the community at large. And as a basis for that requirement, the federal government then will say essentially, okay, we'll reimburse X percentage, based on our compulsion for you to provide this program to the community, whether that's food stamps, whatever kind of support that might be. So that's kind of the general gist of it. With JFS, you have specific statutory references in place, such as the Administrative Services Manual. I think child support has a manual where there's some specific language in. So those are the avenues that you can pursue. Every county is different, you know, they don't all do the same exact thing. For example, you know, somebody like, let's say Shelby County, for example, I don't know how quite they compare to you folks as far as size goes, but they're a smaller county that they bill not only JFS for the indirect costs, but they're also billing out, they have actually an agreement with their county engineer, which the county engineer is typically not one that is required to pay indirect costs. However, they have a good relationship with the county engineer, and the county engineer will reimburse them their vehicle insurance and their property insurance. So they don't pay any other indirects outside of those two areas. However, the public defender, for example, that's another department in Shelby County that will pay indirect costs. So it's, again, you're going to probably want to just explore those departments that you think are potentials, and, you know, maybe look at touching base with, I'm trying to remember your prosecutor's name, it just flew out of my head. Is that Jeff, if I remember that correctly?
Marks, yes.
Yeah. So you might want to reach out to Jeff and see if he's got some time to maybe flesh out some of the departments that you're thinking about. Children's Services, for example, is one that, you know, is kind of in that JFS umbrella, but they're not technically compulsed to pay indirect costs, because that generally will depend on what, is there a special levy in place, for example, where the special levy may be a vehicle where you can utilize that as the pathway to get some indirect cost recovery. But again, you're going to want to reach out to them and kind of come up to some kind of an agreement. And as some of the other agencies, like Adam H. you mentioned, some counties do bill the Adam H. For their indirect cost recoveries. I think Franklin County is one of those off the top of my head.
Well, Adam H. is probably the best example of an easy one, because they don't get general fund money. They do have their own levy. It is a multi-county agency, and for example, all of their payroll goes through Ross County, right?
Yeah.
So Adam H. is probably the cleanest example of this, where we can easily justify it. When you get into the courts, I think it's a little stickier, but you know, the thing I was thinking is that because of the fact that they receive federal funds, that is an opportunity, I think. Is it federal funds only, or is this related to state funding as well?
Generally, we're kind of focused on federal funds because this is all governed by 2 CFR 200. So if you wanted to get into the real details of the federal regulations, 2 CFR 200 is your reference, but that doesn't mean that you can't potentially utilize this elsewhere. I mean, some other departments within the courts, for example, might just use the cost plan in order to apply for different grants. And they may just use, while they may not pay the indirect cost, they might utilize the fact that they're identified to include that in their grant applications, things of that nature. But there are some counties like Shelby, for example, I don't know the specific nature of the agreement, but I do know we generate a memo bill for the domestic court magistrate over there. And that's an indirect cost, amount that they recover. They also do county home, for example, the nursing home. So depending on what you have, I think they even do the nutrition program over in Shelby, for example. Yeah, I know, yeah. I think they're actually, now that I'm looking at their memo bill for the domestic court magistrate, I think they're just identifying that just so they have that number to utilize in their 4D program. So I don't know if are you guys doing 4D contracts with your prosecutor's office in between the prosecutor and JFS for child support, for example?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So those costs that we are identifying, they're probably using in those 4D agreements that they're putting together for reimbursement to the prosecutor's office.
So for an example, the juvenile court has a pretty healthy 4D account balance that just continues to grow year over year. So the juvenile court, for example, if we did try to bill them for indirect costs, would they be able to pay that directly from 4D and it not have anything to do with the general fund?
Well, actually, they already are, so you don't need to bill them for that, because if they're, at least they should be. If they're doing 4D contracts, then they should be including the cost allocation numbers in the development of the budgets for those contracts. And therefore, they are getting, or they are paying those indirect costs as part of that rate that's put together for them.
So Madeline, are they already doing that?
I don't see them on this list. Or, you know, where we classify the indirect
I don't know if
costs.
you have a copy of the contract, Madeline, but typically when you put the contract together, because I do a lot of those myself, there's a 70/20 document that's required by the state JFS to be completed, and that's the budget that they establish the rate from. There'll be a specific section in there for indirect cost to be listed in that 70/20 budget form.
Okay. I'll have to look at that.
So I guess the first thing for us to look at is whether they're already doing that, and if they're not, we gotta figure out a way to get that going, it sounds like.
Yeah, at the very least, I would say they need to incorporate those numbers into their existing 4D agreements to get that money back if you're not getting it. I suspect they're probably already picking that up, though.
Well, if they are, it's gonna be an easily identified payment to the county, is it not?
Well, it'll probably be a payment to the prosecutor as the contracting entity. So, but yes, there should be a payment path, I'm assuming.
I'm gonna write that down. There should be a payment path, and we can look
And
into
it should
what.
be to the prosecutor.
There should be a payment path to the prosecutor.
I'll
Yeah.
have to hunt that down.
Typically, what happens is the prosecutor's office, if that's the contracting provider, they'll generate an invoice each month for their 4D activity because they need to be tracking their hours of 4D time. And then they will basically take the number of hours per month of 4D specific time times the unit rate that's established. The contract has a unit rate, but they actually have to calculate that unit rate each month based on actuals. And then they will invoice that to child support.
So for some context for the commissioners here, the fixed cost, the fixed indirect cost associated with juvenile court is $53,000 a year. So if we're not recovering that, and we could be, what that would mean, Tom, I'm kind of thinking through this, would be that the county could reduce its general fund obligation to fund the prosecutor's office by $50,000
I was
a
about
year.
$50,000, yeah.
Is that right? Am I thinking of this right, Tom?
Well, kind of. You have to also keep in mind that a lot of these reimbursements at the federal level are not always a 1-to-1, 100% match. They're
Okay.
usually a prorate. So you would need to touch base with the child support agency. I'm not sure if that's a 50% reimbursement. I think actually, take that back, it's a 66% reimbursement. So there's 34% county match, if you will, is kind of effectively what it boils down to, and then a 66% reimbursement comes back. So they'll have the specifics of those payments, and then you can kind of see, if you take a look at their 70/20 budget, you can see how much money they pulled into the contract to establish that unit rate that they're using. That number will be part of their monthly invoice, even though their unit rate is changing every month. That cost plan number is not changing every month unless they have a prorate percentage that somehow is affecting it.
So I'm making a note for myself, and the first thing is there a payment path to the prosecutor from the juvenile court? If not, how do we move forward to establish one?
I just found a reimbursement line in the prosecutor's accounts for reimburse IVD, where they receive, looks like quarterly, there was a payment received January, March, July. On the miniature screens.
Let's say, if it's a federal grant, they go July to June.
Looks like just the days that the checks come in and are paid into the prosecutors are like January 28th, March 17th, July 14th, so just whatever schedule they're on paying that back.
So it
And
looks
they're
like-
only,
Yeah. I'm not sure what your contract would say, but some of my 4D clients, they'll have a contract that might go from April to April. A lot of them tend to try to go to calendar year, January to December, but that is not, a mandate necessarily. So that might vary from county to county. So it's possible you guys are on a slightly different schedule, but it is also possible, based on what you're seeing them out, that maybe they're getting invoiced monthly, but maybe they're only paying those quarterly or something like that.
Yeah, and the receipt is notated here. I just clicked on the January one, and it's like there's 3 different lines, and one is hearings from 9/1, the other one's hearings 10/1, the other one's hearings 11/1. So it seems like they're paid back.
Yeah.
Okay. So does that answer the prosecutor question then?
Yeah, I believe so. We'll just
Okay.
have to find that contract so we can look at it.
Okay. Juvenile detention, how would we move forward on this? That's $55,000 a year.
Yeah, I would recommend you touch base with Jeff, the prosecutor's office, on that, and as well as, obviously at some point you're gonna wanna bring them into the conversation. I don't know the legalities of that, and we're not lawyers, so we're not allowed to comment specifically, but, I do have some counties that do bill their juvenile detentions. So is there an opportunity there? Short answer is yes. The specifics, you're gonna have to do a little bit of work on researching that.
So how would we word the inquiry to the prosecutor to get this ball rolling?
I would just tell Jeff, hey Jeff, we're looking at, increasing revenues to the general fund for the support that it provides to the various county departments at large. Some of which, we have this cost allocation plan that, provides the indirect information that we're looking to potentially recover. Can you help us explore, statutory references that we could leverage to do that?
And would it be the same thing for Adam H.?
Yeah, I would put it any department you're interested in that general blanket, and maybe just put a bullet list under that general email. Here's the departments we're looking at, and we would like you to give us, feedback on, do we have authority somewhere to get that?
Okay. The Veterans Service Commission is an interesting one because did they get a bunch of money that's not from the general fund?
Not as far as I know.
I don't think they do.
I don't think they get, other than what, by statute they get, and I think that's the only thing they get.
Yeah. We can look that up, but I believe they operate basically from what they get from the general fund, so I don't think that's an opportunity. So I guess it's a matter of just confirming we're getting what we're supposed to from juvenile court, and then juvenile detention and Adam H. are gonna be our opportunities here.
Yeah.
And basically it'll start with the prosecutor to say, hey, give us something we can work with to start a conversation with, basically.
Right. And the other thing you could do too is, I don't know if Brad has any other, fellow constituents in neighboring counties that he's in regular communication with on, hey, how's things going over there? What are you guys running into? That kind of thing. Or when you're at a conference, for example, it never hurts to have that conversation of, hey, let's talk about your indirects. Who are you guys billing? For example, we're talking about soldier veterans. I know Shelby County does send the veterans memo bill from their cost plan. And it's, I think last year it was around $25,000, $26,000. So, some of these are significant amounts of money. Even if there's a reduction in, the reimbursement from the feds, 66% of something is a lot better than 66% of nothing. So.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't think our Veterans Board gets any federal funding.
Yeah.
And then, Brad, you can take the approach that, do you know Mark Brooker? Do you remember Mark Brooker? He was one of the county administrators over at Clinton County. He's long since retired. Every year I would see him, we would come up with, it seemed like a new department's memo bill. He's like, his approach was send him a bill. And so you can always try that avenue and see if it works for you. So.
Well, that's really Jeff. He's that guy now. He just bill him, right? Just get your money, right?
Yeah.
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 We tried it.
We'll see if they fight it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what Mark did. I mean, it was funny. I laughed, but I mean, I must have generated.
The health department be involved in that too? Would the health department be in that?
Under that too, I mean, health
On that
department
list,
is
too?
123,000 there.
Could be a lot of others.
Yeah, the cost out, there's a different department on every single one of these sheets. I just printed the whole Schedule A. And
Okay.
so
Yeah.
every single one of these columns is different, but so many of them are majority
Right.
general funded. But yeah, I don't know why, because the health department, we don't bill either. They have indirect costs, like they have all these expense lines that are indirect costs, but I don't know who they're paying that to. Really hard
Yeah,
to
the health department is one that's also got potential. Again, I don't know the specific legalities of it, but I know, and I think Shelby, for example, I keep coming back to just because it's one that's recent in my head. I've been working on their update. They do, I think, the food nutrition program. They send them a bill for them. It's not huge dollars, but again, you know, when you add these up collectively, you might end up coming up with another, $60,000, $70,000, which, that can fund a position, so there's a whole lot of different ways to look at it, so.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, see, the health department has all of these expense lines. Starting there at that, I know all of these are labeled indirect cost.
we can look at the transactions.
And I mean, there are like 15 different accounts that are, and I have no idea who they're paying those to.
So this is going to be a project. All right. Well, we can look at all these departments, find out who's paying and who's not paying, and for the ones that are not paying, we get with the prosecutor. We say, hey, how do we try to influence them toward paying? And I guess we'll just find out where it goes from there.
And the other thing too is when you meet with some of these folks on the payee side of it, I guess you might temper with the approach that we're looking to basically maximize the general what we can legitimately our federal sources. You want to make it. Like, for example, when I talk to my JFS constituents, and I'm doing these plans, I always remind them, my goal here is not to stick it to JFS so that you guys can, fill the revenue as much as possible. My goal here is to identify as much legitimate indirect cost as we can. We treat it equitably across the board. So that Schedule A that you've got there, that Madeline has, there's departments on there that do not pay, but that's simply because the methodology requires that we have to allocate costs for everybody across the board, whether they pay or not, because that methodology has to be consistent and, treated the same way. So that's why we have all of them in there. But, to your point, there are at least probably 3 or 4 departments that you potentially could be picking up some recoveries from that you're probably not.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I think we all agree that we don't want the general fund to just become or be this entity that subsidizes a bunch of stuff that it shouldn't, because we got other real responsibilities,
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, I guess we gotta do some research.
Yeah, I just pulled up, I think that this indirect cost for the health department, like what they currently have, I think it's them paying themselves. So more than likely, part of their grants, they're allowed to reimburse indirect cost into their general fund.
I'm actually glad you said that, Madeline, because I've got a client that I'm not going to name because I don't know the legalities of what.
No, name them. We'll do the dirty work. Name them.
They actually paid themselves, I think, but they actually they're not the commissioners are not charging them their indirects, but they are claiming their indirects on their federal reporting. So they're getting credit for that funding, but they're not really paying it. And so in my mind, I don't know how you're getting away with that. In my mind, somebody's going to call that out at some point.
Well, enforcement of that, enforcement of that is obviously so far over our heads, we're not going to change that. But what we could do is if we kind of stake a claim to it that we can substantiate, give us our piece,
to Madeline's point, you might have people in your county, in the departments, that are savvy enough to know, hey, this cost plan number is my indirect cost, that maybe are reporting it and claiming it on their end, but maybe the general fund is not seeing it in terms of recoveries, you know, on your side. I don't know if that's happening, but, you know, there are some smart people out there that maybe, you know, who knows? So,
I don't think over there.
This should show up as a line item on their budget.
Yeah, I mean,
2027 budget.
every expenditure they have, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it's definitely a worthwhile question to ask Jeff, you know, hey, you know, what kind of, you know, references could you pull up for us to be able to look at? You know, and then you can throw those out there and, you know, you might be surprised. Some people might not push back hardly at all. I don't know. You know, but, you know, you're going to get others that are probably like, what? You want me to pay this?
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's what we'll do then. We'll identify the departments that we think should be paying. We'll get the prosecutor, and we'll come up with some kind of a plan.
Sounds good. You know, and if it would, I don't know if it's helpful. You know, like I said, I've got a Shelby happens to be one I'm working on right now. I mean, I can send you a list of departments that are currently paying based on some of the smaller counties that I've got. If that's helpful, you know, like I said, I mentioned a bunch of that Shelby are paying.
Did you say Clinton County was the one that was doing this really well?
Clinton, I have not done Clinton myself for a number of years, but we do Clinton County's cost allocation plan, yes. I don't know what it currently looks like, but I can tell you.
He was saying back when that guy was still working, he was
Yeah.
the one
Yeah, he
who
said
would
back in
send
the
a
day,
bill. He's been retired
Yeah,
for
the
years.
last time I worked with Clinton directly myself was probably around 2018, 2017 maybe. Yeah, let me see here real quick, I'm just curious. If I have any memo bill documents to look at real quick here.
Maybe as part of this, we just reach out to Shelby and Clinton County and say, hey, who do you guys bill for indirect costs?
Yeah.
Is that the simple question?
That is, I mean, you know, and again, that's why I mentioned that maybe Brad could leverage some of his, you know, colleagues that he talks to when he goes to a conference and just say, hey, you know, who you guys?
He's throwing your name right out there, Brad.
They're social butterflies.
Yeah, here's a Clinton's, let me just see here, I've got Job Family Services, this was a 2018, I think, for use in 2020. So this is a dated one, but they were doing JFS, the CSEA, they were doing the Public Defender, Community Development Block Grants, that was not a big one, but a couple $1,000 there. Solid Waste Fund, there was about $11,000, $12,000 there back in 2020. The DTAC Fund, the prosecutor, they were picking up a couple $1,000 there. Same thing with the treasurer, DTAC. But they must have had some kind of an arrangement with the highway engineer because they were picking up some reimbursement from the highway engineer. Dog warden, looks like they were memo billing. Children's services, real estate fund, Board of Health. There were several divisions within the Board of Health, which was the nursing, food service, and the WIC program. The Board of DD, that was a big one. And soil and water. And clerk title, for example. Juvenile detention. They weren't getting a huge amount of money there from juvenile detention. It was only about $1,000, but they were billing them something. There was a corrections grant. They had some kind of corrections grant. There must have been a revenue source there because that was about $18,000. Planning Commission, Family and Children First Grant. They had Board of Education and recycling and EMA. So yeah, there's a whole laundry list of them.
That's a pretty long list. How many are we actually billing?
Only JFS.
And we only bill JFS.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys have been, historically, have only been doing JFS.
Yeah, we're leaving a lot on the table here, sounds like. Okay.
Now, again, I don't know how many of these people that, you know, Mark was billing actually paid, but he
Well.
at least sent them the bill.
Okay. All right, well, I think we have enough to get started. And, I mean, Brad, we won't ask you to do a bunch of stuff. We can do the reaching out to the Shelby County Auditor's offices. Actually, I'll do that myself. I'll get in touch with those auditors and say, hey, how are you guys doing this? And we'll take it from there. Because once we have the list of who they're billing, we can look at our like equivalent entities and kind of figure out for ourselves what makes sense and what doesn't.
Sure.
Okay.
I lost the sheet that had DD on it. Does yours say DD?
No. Here's DD's $113,000.
I was about to say, they were a lot too. But not as much as that health department. And
Okay.
even if we could only get 66% of that, that's still.
Yeah. All right, Tom, that helps.
Okay, great. Well, if I can do anything else for you, let me know. Like I said, we're not attorneys, but, you know, we'll do what we can and try and give you the best information we got.
Okay. Thank you.
Appreciate
Thanks, sir.
That's good, thank you. Yeah.
See
You guys
you.
have a good one now.
You too, thanks, Tom.
Bye.
So here's what we'll do. I will send an email to the Shelby and Clinton County auditors and ask them, who do you guys bill? We'll get those lists. We'll look through our thing and we can kind of figure out together what makes sense to try to pursue. We go to Mark, probably Chase. We go to Chase, say, Chase, give us some kind of legal basis for making this ask of these entities. I won't be, I mean, from the looks of these numbers, we might be leaving $300,000 or $400,000 a year on the table. So.
Yeah, that's, my thing is now is we take that money away from them, they're gonna put back in their request for a budget.
Well, I think the point is that they have the ability to pay these from non-general fund money. And like the health department, if it is the case that they're paying themselves instead of paying us, stop doing that, pay us.
Hey, yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how that works. I did download the invoice on one of those payments for the indirect cost. And it was like $15,322, and like $12,900 was from WIC. $620 was their mobility mobility grant, whatever that's called,
And it was to themselves?
to themselves. Yeah.
So that's a matter
It's like
of,
they cut it because, you know, they have to run it through so that way it can charge to those specific grants and POs.
yeah.
And then it was paid to Ross County Health District.
So that's a matter of their federal audit.
I would say so. Like, I'd say that those grants allow them
To make a
deduct
payment,
a
yeah.
certain portion.
But we're no less justified in asking for it than they are.
They are, yeah.
You know? So I guess I'll start with finding out what other counties are doing and we'll start working on a plan from there. So we'll follow up on this. Okay?
Mhm. Do you want me to forward you guys the cost allocation plan that he just sent out, the one for use in 2026? Do you have any interest in that? I'm just offering here.
All right. We'll get to work on it and we'll follow up with you guys when we're ready.
Thank you.
Does that sound good?
Appreciate it.
Sounds good.
Thanks for printing this, Bradford.
You're welcome, ma'am.
All right. See you guys.
Okay, what's he talking about?
Any other further business? Is that in the order?
I have a little here, just a quick one.
Fancy. All right, thank you guys. Have a good
See
rest
you
of
later.
your week.
Thank you, you too.
Last week I gave you that change order and you said, no, wait a minute, that doesn't match the number over here. You ever seen that?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
So they had 49, 414, and it was 48, 419. Change order's been corrected.
I'll make a motion to pay that change.
Just second it.
It's been corrected.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
got thrown because it wasn't cumulative.
He said the time change works for the intern.
For the intern? So
3
we're
o'clock.
good at 3 o'clock on tomorrow, Jack, for the intern. Thank you, Riley.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I was getting thrown where, increase for previously approved change orders.
Yeah,
I thought that was the cumulative number, that's why I was adding just that instead of
right.
going back and adding all.
Thank you, sir.
Okay?
That's all I've done.
Okay.
Jordan Wheeler asked if you would like Judge Schmidt to come to that meeting about the computers as well.
I don't
Yeah,
think
we're-
he's gonna be here
We're
next
getting
week.
mission creep here. I just wanted to get a seed planted with Deanna. That's what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
So. no,
That's
we're
how,
gonna-
who asked that, Jordan Wheeler?
Jordan. I did.
Yeah, there's,
I'm having second thoughts about inviting him.
I don't think Judge Schmidt's gonna be in town anyway. Because we invited him, I invited him to the 11 o'clock meeting to talk about the roof.
And he's gonna be.
And he's out of town, he's on vacation or something.
You want a motion to recess?
Yep. I'll second.
You want a motion to recess or adjourn?
I think we adjourn because we're going to
Work
do heavy
session.
business in 1 o'clock.
I'll make a motion that we adjourn.